and welcome back to streamwood.com. So in our previous lecture, we learned how you can actually install Java in your scene, whether it's a Mac or Windows. In this lecture, we can actually install IntelliJ, which is the IDE that we're going to use to actually learn Java programming language. You could also use Notepad to learn Java programming language. However, you might have some compiling errors because of your syntax error and so on. So it's actually a lot easier to use IDE, which can actually find your syntax errors and so on. So there are many IDEs, such as IntelliJ, Eclipse, and so on. However, we're going to use IntelliJ in here because it's one of my personal favorites. What we're going to do actually is I'm actually going to go to Google here, and I'm going to type Google, and we're going to do IntelliJ. You're going to see this first link here. Once you reach the website here, you could actually see this Java IDE here. And if you click on download, there's Ultimate and there's Community Edition. So you can see here, like if you were going to work in a company, right, you might probably want to use, you're probably going to use Ultimate, which has the commercial license and Java, Android support, Maven, Git, Perforce, JavaScript, and so on. Okay, we're going to use Community Edition because it's totally free. It's a free open source. Okay, so we're going to use this IntelliJ Community Edition. Do pretty much everything using this Community Edition as well. Now here, as you can see here, I have different operating system, Windows, Mac, so on. So based on your operating system, you could select the tab in here. Alright, so I have Mac, so I'm actually going to click download. So here, it's going to say thank you for downloading and so on. So you should see actually this DMZ actually downloading at the bottom. Alright, so I'm actually going to pause this and I'll be back. Alright, so you can see here, it's finally installed now. So I'm actually going to go here, actually, so in Finder, and you could see here I have this idea C DMZ file in here. So DMZ is basically kind of like your installer file for Mac or Windows. You're going to actually have a .exe. Since I have a Mac, I have a DMZ. Okay, I'm going to double click that. It's going to actually open the DMZ. And so once you have this IntelliJ DMZ file in your downloads folder, you can actually double click that. If you double click it, you're going to see this window here. So basically it's saying to actually add it to application, you could just drag this to this folder. And you can see here I do have already IntelliJ, which is the older version. I want to see what it says here. It should kind of probably say that you already have IntelliJ IDEA version. It says right here. So I'm actually going to say place. Basically what it's going to do is it's going to replace the older version of IntelliJ IDEA. If you want to learn more about this IntelliJ in here, so you can basically go in features and you can see all this, a lot of features that you have in IntelliJ. Like I said before, you can also use Eclipse. Okay, it's also one of the popular IDE. However, I like the IntelliJ because it has a lot of different features. It's very user friendly. Now let's go back in here. So it's copying the IntelliJ files to the applications folder. So you can see here, finally got installed. So let's actually go to IntelliJ, and actually I'm going to click on the state modified. I have IntelliJ IDEA's Community Edition. Double click that. So see here, it says verifying IntelliJ IDEA. Alright, so it says that I have an application downloaded from the internet. Are you sure you want to click open? So here, say like, okay, you want to import from previous references and so on. So yes, I will actually import all my settings file from there. So if you do not have it, you can just click do not import. So here I've got this pop up, so I'm just going to click OK. You can see here this is the newer version. Alright, so once you click on that, you can actually see this window here. So basically you can create a new project or import the project. Okay, so if you have actually a Java project, you can basically import the project, right? So if you click on import, you can actually find the project and import it. Okay, so here we're going to actually learn the Java programming language from scratch. So we're going to actually create a new project. Okay, so we're just going to use Java in here. So in the SDK, so here I've got this new Java JDK version 9. But if you have other options here, you can actually install it. If you want to actually use different Java versions, so you can actually click new. So in here, basically, I have Java virtual machines. So if you go to Java virtual machines, I have here JDK 1.8. So I can actually use this one here to open. Then you do have 1.8 as Java 8. So next, here it says create command line app. I do not need to do that. And here I'm actually going to do Java project. So click finish, and you should see the Java project. If we click on source, and you're going to see this. It took me a little bit of a while to actually get this everything set up. Alright, so you can see here I have Java JDK 9, external libraries here. So I have this Java project here now. So if I click on file, and you can do a lot of other options here, project structure. So you can see here I'm actually still using Java JDK 9. So I'm actually going to use this one. Click apply. Okay, so now you can see here I have Java 1.8, and also you can have different settings here. Project structure, go back again there. Libraries, SDKs. So it's actually copying all the JDK 1.8 Java 8 files in there. and Java 9 file is in here. And let's see what else you need to know. So if you go IntelliJ preferences, click on this appearance and behavior and appearance. So you can see here I have a default, which is the white one. If you use the dark color one, click apply. It's going to actually come into this black background. If you don't like the white background, you can actually use the black background here. So it's up to you. So if again, go preferences and appearances and that there. And here, if you want to actually override default fonts, so you can also do that. Okay? It says not recommended though. Alright, so if you want to actually do the font, so you can actually go editor and font and actually increase the font here by click OK. So when you actually create a new class file in here, their font would have font 14. So there is also a way you can actually run this file, run your Java class. So you can actually go run and run. Click on it, debug it, debug, build a project, build, and so on. That's it for this lecture. In this lecture, we actually install IntelliJ. So in our next lecture, we can actually install IntelliJ IDEA DE on our Windows virtual machine. That's it for this lecture. I'll see you guys in the next lecture.